After squaring the box and laying the seat frame on top of the box, it's time then to screw in, attach the seat boards to the frame, to the box. So what you do is you have these 1 3/4 inch or almost 2 inch screws. You have about 22 of them. You're going to use 4 of those on each side, each seat board, and attach it. So you want to make sure that the frame is lying even on top of the box, and then you just start screwing those in carefully, and you go all the way around doing so. Next, what we do is put a little connector boards on each of the sides where you don't have the upright. So on this, on the front, on the side, this side, and the other side, you put 2 of the longest screws through these boards. These are what, about 8 inches high, 7 inches high, and then you put them in the middle. If you want to measure that, that's fine. It's not an exact science, it doesn't matter. Do it about in the middle, and then screw those onto. This makes it easier, holds all the boards together, and that's it. Next we start on the roof assembly, and the first thing you do is take one of the triangular pieces and check it out that on one side there is only 1 hole visible, and on the other side there are 3 holes visible, and the hole is a little larger here with an indent in it. What you're going to do is first put the safety pin through the hole from the inside. We call this the inside with the 3 holes. You push that through. Again, maybe it's just easy, it's a little tight. Use the hammer, that's it. Then you put on the other side, you're going to put on the safety pin a little disc that holds it in place and doesn't take it out. And again, what I do is use it, hold it, and then with the rubber mallet get that is situated. Just slides over the end, no further than just 1/8 of an inch over the end of the pin. This way, this hole is your safety pin. And the next thing we do is we attach the black shoe. This is a mechanism that goes around your roof support, your uprights, and it has little pins sticking out, and those you tap into these holes. That's what the holes are for. Making sure that the end with the little sticking out at the top, that goes to the top. So that goes towards the pyramid, so like this. Furthermore, we now put in the 4 little screws to attach that. These are the short screws, the flat or the one, the beveled. It doesn't really matter. You can use either one. You have some extra screws in this case. After assembling the shoes onto the triangular roof supports, you take your coated wire, you come through the bottom, it really makes no difference, and you go through the top hole in the shoe and work that through that hole. If you find it too difficult because the top hole is very tight, you're welcome to take a little drill bit and make it a little bigger. I'll take the other side of the wire. Sometimes one end is a little easier to do than the other side. Okay, come through the hole and do that for about 2 inches. Go back through the bottom hole, then come out on either side and put the wire through the loop you have created. I think you need a little bit more than 2 inches. You may need 2.5, 3 inches. Like that. And then pull it tight with the top wire. Just tighten. And that you do on both sides. And that's it. The next thing is, once you have attached the wires to the black shoes, is to lift the roof supports, the triangular roof supports, over the uprights. So you go over, the black shoe goes around the upright, you slide it all the way down, and you do that on both sides. Now, next we're going to do is attach some roof supports, and these are the skinny ones with 2 holes on each end, and you're going to line those up on top of these. And you do those about 4 inches from the roof support. Make it each side 4 inches, that's fine. And what you want to do is line those up on both sides. Once you have lined up your roof supports and making sure that all the holes in the lateral supports are sitting centered over the triangular roof support, then you can go ahead and attach those lateral supports on top of the triangulars. I'm putting 1 long screw down to the hole and 1 of the little shorter screws. So on each end I use 1 long, 1 short one. And do that, go all the way around when you do that. Next we're going to have to put the awning down on the roof support. So what we do is we lift the roof up and put the safety bolt through the big hole in the supports, nicely lays there. We take the awning, roll it out. It already has 2 slats in it at each end. There's a top and a bottom, so just like that, line it up over the holes nicely. Okay. After laying down the awning on the roof support frame, put your longest bolt, it's about almost 2.5 inches, put it through the hole in the plastic, through the wood, through the hole in the bottom of the plastic, and then through the hole in the triangular support. Push it all the way down and put your washer onto the bolt, and then your cap nut. Turn those against it and tighten it up. Use your wrench. Great, and when you're done, you go all the way around to all 4 corners. Next, we attach the crank handle to the aluminum tube. What you have is some holes at the very end of the funnel of the crank handle. You slide the whole crank handle over the aluminum tube and line up the holes in the end of the funnel with the hole in the tube. Feed through it 1 of your little cotter pins, making sure it comes out at the other end, of course. And then open the cotter pin, I guess with a pair of pliers, and line them up nicely, bend them back against the tube. And do this on both ends. Next, we are going to attach the plastic caps that will hold the aluminum tubing in place on top of the roof supports. Just slide them on there, on the other side as well. And then tighten those and screw them down with the shorter screws. You have 2 length, like the 2-inch screws. Goes into the holes, into the wood underneath. Making sure that it's not too tight. They need to be able to turn, of course the handle needs to be able to turn. And you do that at both ends.